you are sworn in as a member of Congress, you take an oath to the Constitution. And the Constitution contains something we call the Bill of Rights. And there are two amendments in the Bill of Rights, the Second Amendment and the Fifth Amendment, which they're discussing bringing legislation to the floor, which we very much believe violate and compromise those two amendments. The right to bear arms, which is an individual right affirmed by the Supreme Court, and the right to due process. Any bureaucrat or anybody can be put on a no-fly list, terror watch list by a bureaucrat at the Homeland Security. What they're suggesting would compromise a law-abiding citizen's due process rights and Second Amendment rights. We believe that there is a better way of going after, number one, terrorists, which is really the issue here, but number two, of giving the law enforcement the tools they need to prevent a would-be terrorist or a terrorist suspect from getting guns without compromising a citizen's basic Bill of Rights, Second Amendment and Fifth Amendment rights.
Okay, how do we do that? How do we have somebody that they're looking at as a possible terrorist, have not committed a crime? How do you prevent that person from getting a cache of weapons?
Yeah, so this is obviously something we've been looking at for a few weeks now. This isn't something we just popped together. We've been working on. The FBI came to us and said, make sure you do this right, because if you do it wrong, you could actually screw up our terrorist investigations. You could tip someone off the wrong way, and that could blow our investigation, right. Number one. Number two, we have to give law enforcement a period of time so that when a sale is attempted, they are notified and they have time to do something about it, but they have to go to a judge. And a person has the right to go to a judge with due process to protect their rights. Because, remember, a person is placed on these lists. Stephen Hayes from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, was put on the no-fly list. So you've got to make sure that a citizen has their due process rights protected. Because if you simply say an unelected bureaucracy can unilaterally forfeit a citizen's rights, then we have infringed upon their constitutional rights. And so what we think we can do here, and this is what the legislation we're bringing, in addition to our other terrorist reforms that we think are necessary, is giving law enforcement some time they need to say, okay, is this sale something that we want to contest? Is this somebody that we believe we have probable cause is a bad person? Then they have the ability to intervene, and that person has the ability to have their day in court. That is very important so that we preserve our constitutional rights.